Hello everyone.
Hi guys, today we're bringing you another controversial subject.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Why not, right? We sometimes like to shine some light on things that we feel others don't actually attempt to do. So here we go. So if you've seen our thumbnail, it says, are you Brad Pitt of the Philippines? And I kind of want to explain that a little bit. We hope we do this video justice because we see this activity all the time. And I think it's very rarely brought up on YouTube. So comment below if you've ever seen a video like this before. Kind of similar to the OFW video. I asked you guys if you ever seen a video like this on YouTube before. And I think 5 of you commented yes. Only one other YouTuber tackled that sensitive topic, and all 5 of you gave the exact same YouTube name. So obviously you guys were accurate. So I'm very curious to see if you've ever seen this topic tackled before on YouTube. So ready to get started?
Sure.
So, guys, a little bit of research, nothing scientific. We've been here now almost 2.5 years, so we do have some experience. The Philippines. It's not just this island. We've been on a couple different islands, spent a significant amount of time in Leyte, 11 months. So we feel like we do have, some experience in the area, and we're learning the ways of the Philippines, every day, because it is a different culture and it is different here as compared to our first world country that we came from, the United States. So the bottom line is a lot of people retire to the Philippines. From all over the world. Yes. Many countries is represented here. And we all come for different reasons. So just a little bit of data. What country do you think has the most expats? The answer is China. You'd think it'd be the United States. It's not. There's more Chinese people that come to the Philippines to live than any other nationality. I didn't know that until I did the research. So next up is, who is coming, males or females? So I did a little bit of research on Google, didn't really get that information. I only looked for about 5 minutes. My patience ran out. But just with our experience, we probably met, and Wilma and I talked about this, maybe 200 people. We've met maybe 200, maybe a little more, maybe 300 people, and that's just a guess. Foreigners.
Yes.
200 to 300 foreigners in the 2.5 years that we've been here. We've met 2 females.
Yeah.
So it's overwhelming. Let's just say, for argument's sake, 99%. Fair number, it's probably higher than that, but 99% of the people who retire to the Philippines are males. So we're talking about men. So they come here for various different reasons.
Yeah.
And you guys know that we coined a phrase, the 10%ers. And, a lot of you know what that means, but I still get comments from time to time. And, people here in the local area always say, why do you say 10%ers? It's because that's the type of people we attract. Right? Out of 100% of the people that come here, or 100% of the people that may view our videos, 10% are people who are in long-term relationships, looking to settle down in the Philippines, buy a house and remodel it more than likely, or buy a piece of property and build. Not scientific, but I'm saying about 1 out of 10. That means 90%, 9 out of 10, are coming here and more than likely just rent and, just travel around the Philippines or just rent a home. They get tired of that area. They move to another island or different area in the community and rent another home. Nothing wrong with either method, but our channel always attracts the 10%ers that we always talk about. So, typically, foreigners that come here are successful in their home country. They've done the right things. They saved up money. They hopefully have a good retirement. They have a nice steady stream of money. No issues about running out of money. And they just enjoy themselves. Then there's others that retire here that have maybe a smaller pension, going to have a little bit tougher go of it, maybe have 1,000 or 1,500, and that's about the number that we hear from a lot of people. We hear people say they have about 1,000 to 1,500 coming in, and then they have some sort of a nest egg, and hopefully they can make a go of it, but it's going to be a little tighter. Then of course there's the person that's coming here for dubious reasons, to take advantage of the country. It's a developing country. Cost of living is much cheaper, and if they cause trouble in their home country, good chance they're going to cause trouble here, and it does happen. So let's get into that a little bit. There's nothing wrong with coming here as a single person, which would not be the definition of a 10%er, but coming here as a single person, finding somebody, developing a relationship, getting engaged, getting married, settling down. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very nice. We know a lot of people
Yes.
that came here in the retirement age, either never thought of meeting somebody or coming here thinking that they may, all various different ways.
Yes, they come here singles, and then now they're getting engaged and
Yeah.
getting married, and they're having a really good relationship.
Yeah, and we know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
The girl really does care for the gentleman, and the
Yes.
gentleman really cares for the girl, and they better their lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then there is a few.
There's a few that just taking advantage of the women. Well, I don't call them girls, women. And they walk around like they are Brad Pitt of the Mageddon.
Yeah. So that's what this video is about. So I think we kind of set it up for us to get into the main topic. So we're talking about a smaller percentage of guys. There's a term out there called sexpat. And it is used here. You hear people talk about it. It's unfortunate, but this is a developing country, and a lot of the girls here come from a very poor background, and they can easily be duped into a relationship with somebody who not necessarily is going to take their best interest at heart. In fact, could very well take advantage of them, and often do. And you hear of guys going from girl to girl, just taking advantage, and that is, in our opinion, building the Philippine style, just not correct. That should not be happening, but it does. So we do want to shine some light on that. So, Wilma said they think they're Brad Pitt when actually they're this guy. So we know that guy. We've met him several times here, and that's just somebody that's here taking advantage. And this is what they do. They come over here with a little nest egg. They have a retirement, and they have their pesos coming in every month, and they frequent the bars or whatever the case may be, flash their dollars. And these young girls are naive and come from very poor backgrounds, and they see an opportunity. And I see both ways. And the way I look at it is, in some cases, they're taking advantage of each other. Unfortunately.
Yes.
But often the girl is taking a liking to this person.
Yeah, serious about the relationship.
They're serious about the relationship, but the guy is not. And he's flashy with his money. Oh, I'll buy you this, I'll buy you that. Let's get an apartment together. So they go from a very modest, maybe a Kubo style home, living with, their parents and brothers and sisters. And, you've seen some of the, very modest homes here. And all of a sudden they get a nice apartment. They buy them a motorbike, take them out to fancy dinners, and again, just flashing that money. And these girls, fall in love with these guys, and these guys have dubious reasons in the background. And they say, oh, we'll have a baby together, we'll get married, and you know the story, right?
Yes, I hear them all the time here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of them goes downhill.
Yeah. And it's hard to watch. And, you know, someone that's in a long-standing relationship, you know, what do? You know, do you get involved? You know, these girls are normally pretty young, and these guys are normally retirement age. And again, I want to just throw that disclaimer out there. We're not saying that this happens a large percentage of the guys, because it's not true. You know, a lot of our friends have come here, retirement age, you know, found a very nice girl, settled down, either their boyfriend, girlfriend, or they're engaged, or they're going to get married. They both treat each other with very much respect.
Yes.
They're better in each other's lives. They're happy. You know, that happens all the time. That's not who we're talking about. What we're talking about is another smaller percentage, right? So we say 10%, or then we say 90%. Out of that 90%, it's probably, you know, only 1 or 2% of those folks. But it's very difficult to watch for people like us, because we can see it a mile away. You know, bragging about how much money they have in front of the girl. The girl believes it hook, line, and sinker. You know, they give these girls an allowance like they're, you know, some kind of a child, and say, here, I'm going to give you so much money a month, and just string them along. And then what do after they're done with them? They drop them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Drop them like a hot
sad.
potato.
Yeah.
Sometimes the girl's pregnant, and they drop them, right?
Yeah.
Happens a lot. Or the girl is just devastated because she was strung along, you know, got some nice gifts, thinks it was going to be a nice relationship. Again, these are young girls that are naive, guys. You know, you might say, well, it's their fault for falling into the trap. You know, you got to realize that a lot of these girls,
They just want to have a better life.
they want to have a better life. And, you know, if you were in that position, you know, you would probably do the same thing. These girls are very, very poor.
They're naive, you know. They're just
naive.
very naive, and unfortunately, it's sad that a lot of, you know, foreigner out there are taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
But it goes the other way too. Some girls take advantage of the foreigners.
Yeah. And that could be a whole nother video where there's girls here that, you know, and that has been talked about on videos quite a bit. So that's why we're going the other angle. There's a lot of videos out there where girls just lay in wait, you know, at the airport, or at the local bars, or at the bus station, or, you know, they're trolling Facebook to find, you know, this foreigner who's arriving here, and just pounces and just, you know, basically takes every penny from the guy, and then the guy ends up destitute, has no money, and you know, kind of ruined his retirement. You know, that happens, and it's been talked about a lot on videos. That's not what this video is about. This video is on the other side of the coin, where these young, innocent, very nice girls,
Naive.
we talk to them all the time, who really just looking for a better life, team up with a foreigner that is just out to take advantage, and you know, they just use them and then lose them. And then they go on to the next girl. You know, we've heard stories, again, it's second and third hand, but when you hear the same story over and over again, right, if someone calls you a duck, you might not necessarily be a duck, but if 5 people call you a duck, you're a duck.
Start quacking like a duck.
Start quacking. You know, that's an old saying. So, you know, we talk to all different types of people from all over the world. We talk to foreigners. We talk to Filipinas. We talk to all different people all the time. We're out and we're very, very social. You know, and, you know, the story repeats where, you know, this girl met a guy, and then all of a sudden takes off. They go to another area of the island, or they go to another island and start over again.
And there's actually a story that this girl actually told me about it. That her boyfriend came and visited her, and they broke up. To comes to find out that he had a girlfriend in another island while he was here visiting her in Dumaguete.
Yeah.
So that happened a lot.
Yeah, and that was firsthand information.
Firsthand, yeah.
Yeah, and I was there during that party.
Yes.
And I met the gentleman, and he seemed sincere.
Yes.
So he tricked me.
Yes.
And come to find out that he had a full relationship
In another
on
island.
another island, and just told that naive Filipina, oh, I need to go to Manila for work, or I need to do this, I need to do that, maybe something to do with immigration. Hooked up with a girl here on this island, came to this island, spent a few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm sure they had a good time, and then the Filipina found out about it.
Find out about it, yes.
And was devastated, angry, and then obviously they broke up. And then all he did was, okay, I'll just go back to my original island and where I reside, and just probably start over again.
Yes.
And then another thing, when we're out and about, and I wanted to cover this. You talk to some of these guys, and they tell me one story. And I listen, and I listen to the stories with a grain of salt. I consider myself extremely street smart. I believe, 50% of what somebody tells me. And, that's the story that they told. Well, the Filipina tells Wilma a totally different story.
Completely different story.
Yeah, and these girls are, innocent girls, and they have no reason to lie.
Yeah.
So, usually what we find out, down the road is everything that the Filipina told Wilma, because these girls are typically young, they look up to Wilma.
Yes.
They call you
Ate Wilma.
They call Wilma Ate Wilma, which is like older sister.
Yes.
And then, they look up to her. And, they tell her, one story, and then the foreigner tells me a totally different story. Wilma and I are always open with each other, and I say, hey, we're at this party, and I talked to this person, and he told me 1, 2, 3, and then Wilma will laugh
Yeah.
and say, well, that's funny because, the girl just said 4, 5, 6,
Yes.
totally different story, and then a month later we find out that the Filipina was telling it right.
Yes.
So, often, the girls are talking in Bisaya. Whenever you go to parties, it's always the guys going to one corner of the house and the girls to another corner, and they have their chismis, and, they look up to her very much. So
Marites. No. We don't do marites.
Meritus is a gossip, right?
Yeah, it's a gossip. We don't do gossip.
Okay.
They just the girls just feel comfortable telling me their story. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not a gossip. I do not like gossip.
Yeah. So, we wanted to have this video. Wilma and I talked about it. And we said, well, do we want to do another controversial topic? Because, most of the comments are very positive, saying, yes, I agree with you 100%. But when you do a topic like this, you get some trolls. But I think it is important to shine some light. So the Filipinas that watch our channel, which, believe it or not, is growing.
Yes.
A lot of comments, guys,
yes.
from Filipinas, not just here in the Philippines, but all over the world. A lot of overseas foreign workers, and probably because of our overseas foreign worker content that we did, we're getting a lot of ladies commenting on our channel, thanking us for bringing up that topic. So, guys, when you come here, be respectful. We're all visitors. I do have a visa to stay here, and so will you, but we are all guests, and we should treat the country and its citizens with the utmost respect. When it comes to relationships, don't be a dirtbag.
Yeah.
Don't come here and, think you're gonna be Don Juan or Fabio or Brad Pitt, because once again, in our eyes, you're this guy.